So you guys know that I've mentioned before I had a 2016 Chevy Malibu, and within, the first 5,000 miles, I was already having things wrong with the vehicle. I had to take it into the shop to have the headliner replaced because it was leaking water against the high mount exterior LED third brake light. That was a disaster because it was a brand new vehicle that you have no parts available for it, so I had to wait 2.5 weeks before I could even get my car back, and they stuck me in like a little Chevy Cruze, which is terrible. And then there were a number of other things, but one of the main problems with the Chevy Malibus is reduced engine power. And it's like a P2138 code or something like that. But anyway, reduced engine power. The main culprit for that code is the whole entire pedal assembly. It has a potentiometer that sees positive and negative voltage feedback based on resistance. So as you push into the pedal, they reverse feedback. So one side's going to be positive, one side's going to be negative, and that's how the computer knows where the driver needs to be. Once those signals, one of them or both of them become biased, it goes into derate mode, and it tries to keep the vehicle in safety mode until it gets fixed. Now, I had this happen to me. The first time it happened to me, I went to the dealer. I was down in Louisiana. I was away from home. I didn't have time to look into it. The vehicle was still under warranty. They basically pulled me into the dealership and said, oh yeah, if you open the driver door and you look at the rubber sleeve that goes from the body through to the door, the wires run through inside that, where it seals up against the body, water gets in behind there, and you got to take some silicone, clean that area, and re-silicone that parts of the body. So the guy asked me, he says, you're a mechanic, do you want me to charge you the hour labor for my guy to do it? Or do you want me to just do the standard? I said, what do you mean? This is not covered? And he said, no, it's not covered. You're right at, I don't know what the mileage was exactly, but for some reason it wasn't covered. And I was like, well, I have powertrain warranty to 60,000. And he's like, yeah, but something like this, I think I was at like 36.4 or something. I was just 4,000 miles over the bumper to bumper. I was like, what is a check engine light concern? It doesn't have anything to do with the body overall. There's a check engine light on and it's reducing power. How are you going to charge me for something like that? And they said, unfortunately, the part that's bad, it's a connector issue and there's water around it, and that's not something that is covered. Come to find out, a month and a half later, it happened again when my uncle was borrowing my car. Took it back to the Chevy dealer again, and they said, actually, over the last few months, we found out it was not that water intrusion that we thought. The whole entire pedal assembly is bad, and it needs to be replaced. $182. And they replaced the pedal and stuff, and basically sent me on my way. They gave me a discount because they know that I had already previously been into the Chevy dealer, and it never happened again after that. So the pedal assembly comes with the sensor attached to it. I think it's a few 10 mil nuts that hold it to the firewall, and it's literally plug and play. If you just follow the wire over, you figure out where it unplugs, either right at the pedal or up above the pedal, and you just unplug it. You unbolt it from the firewall, you throw it away, you bolt a new one down, you plug it back in, literally plug and play. That's it. Cycle the key a few times, no issues anymore. You could be going down the highway 60, 70 mile an hour just cruising, and then all of a sudden it pop up, reduce engine power, right over to the side of the road. I literally had to get out of the car, unplug the connector, shut the vehicle off, plug the connector back in, turn the vehicle back on just so I could get back on the road and drive regular speed. So reduced engine power, 9 times out of 10 is that pedal assembly. 99.9% chance the pedal assembly is bad, but they say some water could get behind that grommet and get into that main connector and cause some issues inside that main connector connection-wise. So you have to pull your black kick panel off. That's where, like, when you first get in the car, then you got that black piece of plastic that goes up along the side, and it kind of goes up where your foot would rest to the left. You have to pull that back out of there, and then there's a main connector right behind the carpet and stuff right there that kind of goes off into the door. Well, that main connector has the pins for the actual APP signal, which is your accelerator pedal position sensor, that's attached to the pedal. You replace the whole assembly, and they're super cheap online right now. So this is just a little bit of talk on the Chevy Malibu reduced engine power and what was the main issue. I have a viral video, and Basically, I explained all this in multiple videos, and I did a poor job of doing it, so I wanted to come back all these years later and actually clean up and explain better about what was going on. I mean, I was new to videoing at the time, and I didn't really have the patience to deal with people, but now I've been doing this for a few years online, and, you know, I've been doing it for 20 years professionally, well, right at 20 years professionally, that I feel like I've been able to speak better and do better on explaining things. So for those of you out there with a Chevy Malibu that are experiencing reduced engine power, I highly recommend you check and get that pedal assembly, like the part where you push on the gas and you push it to go. There's sensors built into the side of that, and that whole entire thing needs to be replaced. 9 times out of 10, every single time, I'm almost going to guarantee almost every time that that's what it is. It's either the pedal assembly or the throttle body itself that typically go bad that cause that reduced engine power. But on these Malibus, the 16 to 19 body, it was the entire pedal assembly almost every single time. Thanks, guys.